Welcome to another episode of LEGO Worlds. I am Utrom, and in today's episode, we are going to be building the Krusty Krab. Someone commented in the comment section down below they wanted to see me build the Krusty Krab, so I am taking the challenge to build the Krusty Krab. I thought it might be a little bit of a hard build, but it wasn't. It was actually an easy build. I had to switch out some bricks, but we actually built it. So I'm going to use a 16 by 16 base plate with the color blue for water, because the Krusty Krab is usually underwater. So now that I have my workstation put out for me here, we are going to change my color palette to brown, because the Krusty Krab is the color, pretty much the color brown. So I'm going to use my 2x4 brick, and I'm going to outline Krusty Krab to get an idea how I want to build it. And I had to think about where I want the doors, where I want the windows to be. And by drawing an outline, it just lets me know where my boundaries are, how far I can move the bricks over to get into the shape I want it to. This was actually a fun build, believe it or not. I didn't think it was going to take a long time to do, because I had to think about what the Krusty Krab looked like from SpongeBob. And I had to figure out the dimensions I want it to be in Legos. So I did a little bit of editing, and I ain't gonna cut out the editing part of this process. I mean, I could cut out the editing process, but I figured I'll leave it in to show you guys that I edited it to try and make it all fit in place. So I was just playing around trying to figure out where I want the doors to be at, and how would I make it fit. And then the question was, it has windows. Where do I want the windows to be? How do I want the windows to be? So I have to take all these little details into consideration. I'm not going to get show accurate Krusty Krab out of this. Even if I would have liked to have show accurate. But at least it was a attempt to make the Krusty Krab. I think it came out pretty good. I know it came out a little bit different from other LEGO builds I've seen of it, because I know they made the Krusty Krab LEGO set. So mine's gonna be a little bit different. So one of the things I wanted was the doors. Try to get as accurate as possible. And I was playing around with it and realized I can't get the doors the way I wanted it to, so I kind of compensated the way I want the doors to look. So basically what you're building is a restaurant type building. Because the Krusty Krab is a restaurant, so I figured I'd go with restaurant doors. And I'm trying to decide, can I put the door the opposite way? And when I did go to put the door the opposite way, I found out not only it says closed on it, but it just did not look right. So I decided, well, let's put the door the normal way. And then I went to see if there was a door I could probably use instead of using the door I chose. But we don't have that door type of selection, it looks like. And I wanted it to be the opposite way, so the handles go together, but I had to compensate for it, and that's fine. So while I was looking, I was thinking about the windows. What type of windows I want. I do it maybe soap and stud windows, and I said no, that's not right. So it gave me a couple of things to think about while building this, especially when it came with the windows. Then I started these large round windows, and I was like, well, these could work. I didn't know that I'm going to go back later on and polish up the Krusty Krab a little bit better in terms of build, because there's a couple of things I wanted to add to it that I didn't add to it in this video. But they're minor things, you wouldn't even notice them. So I decided, instead of doing the in the visual window approach, or have no window approach, my Krusty Krab's gonna have windows, because the one on TV had windows. So I figure if I have 3 on that side, I'm going to put 3 on the other side, so it matches. So there's part of our outline. So it's coming together. it doesn't look like much at this time. And that's because we still have to do 2 side walls, the roof, and decorate, and the sign, which we'll get to all that in this video. So I used the 2x4 brick. Where's that 2x2 brick? I can't remember. I'm too excited. I'm having a good day. Well, anyway, I was using the square brick. Let's just leave it at that. And I am building the columns upward to separate it and to fill it in so it looks like it belongs. And this will give me an idea what the height of the ceiling is going to be, or where I'm going to go from there. Now, for the walls, I wanted it to be show accurate. As accurate to the show as I can think of. And I was pretty sure that there was windows. On either side. They don't show it when he's walking towards the Krusty Krab, but when you're inside the Krusty Krab, sometimes you see the window. And I thought it would be nice to just have a window there. Then I found the police station door. So this door that I could have probably used as a substitute for the Krusty Krab door, but I like the doors I chose. Like I said, it doesn't have to be too accurate. So I'm going through every single fixture and fittings I got, trying to get an idea what type of window I want. I wanted a window that had an arch, but they don't have one that match. So I wound up using this window. It's the closest thing I'm going to get to the Krusty Krab windows. So we're just going to place 2 of them, but I wanted them to match on both sides. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And we're going to try and match it, which I think I did the matching pretty good on this. And now we're just going to fill in some of the rest of the bricks here. And then I can just go inside and fill in between the windows. Once I get this together. So now we got this box shape form. And that's what the Krusty Krab is pretty much. It's close to a box shape. But we want to get the roof curved towards the end. That was the tricky part. I had to think there for a minute. A curved roof. And the thing is, how was it going to make it curved? I seen the Lego build how they did it, and I was like, well, I can't do it the way they did it, even though the way they did it was different. So we're going to fill in the windows first. Which I did remember to, I believe, detail the window a little bit. I don't remember if I did the other side or not. I don't know how much detailing I did in this one, because I'm probably going to end up going back later and detailing it, where it's a little, where I want it more detailed, where it's needed. So we're just filling in the gaps between the windows. I think anyone could build this if they wanted to. See, I already took the panel out that I want to detail with, and I didn't fill in the last gap. I was rushing myself there a bit. So now I'm just going to finish off my windows. And make it look like it belongs. I know I gotta go back and do that to the roof. I didn't do that to the roof, but it's fine. I can go back later and do it to the roof. So there's our Krusty Krab building, and you're probably saying, well, wait a minute. Where's the roof that makes it feel like Krusty Krab? Where's the sign? And it took me a while to think about this, because I wanted to do the curve effects to the roof, and I wasn't entirely sure if I could do that. So I was looking at the 1 by 2 by 3 slope, or something that had an arch to it. You know, I'm just looking at what pieces I have. Then there was a 2 by 1 2 slope, and I was thinking about that one. But then I said, well, then I noticed this piece, a small nose cone. I don't remember the nose cone being there. I don't know if that was always there or not, but that sort of it excited me for some reason. So I went with the 2 by 2 by 2 slope for this. It's not an arch, but it's the start of an arch. We're just going to put a row going across. And we're going to do the same to the back. And it looks like it's headed for an arch. I had to change it again to daytime. I'm sorry about this, changing it to daytime. They don't have where you can just set it to daytime, it stays daytime. I mean, that would be a different type of option. I don't know if that could be done or not. But I don't mind using the time spinner. I mean, the time spinner is fun. So then we have this brick that has a curve to it. And I said, yep, this will have to do. So this is going to complete the arch for our restaurant. I know it's it doesn't look right. It works though. When I get done, it will work. So now we got our arch. Now we just gotta fill it in. I was gonna use the 2x2 brick, but I decided to use a 2x4 brick. It looks like it's the easiest to use. Just go up, bam, done. Do the same to the other side. Building this was not bad at all. Just took me a couple minutes to think what I wanted to use, and then decorating it was a little bit trickier than expected, because there's things I don't have, or if I do have, I don't see them. So now we're building our roof. And you're still probably saying it doesn't look like the Krusty Krab. That's because it's not decorated. So here's our Krusty Krab restaurant. And it's the right shape, believe it or not, from what I've seen. Now this is where the fun part comes in. I didn't know which one I wanted to use. The small nose cone that I saw, or the usual one that I use. And I said, oh, this is interesting. I can use this for something else rather than what I'm using it for now. So I said, let me take it away. But instead of taking that away, I accidentally took a 16x16 plate away, which happens when I'm building. I go take something away and accidentally take something that I didn't want to take away. So now I gotta put the 16x16 plate back, which is easy. I just go into menu, pick brick, pick color. And I accidentally put down the wrong color. I put down a brown one because I'm working with brown. So yeah, there's a couple of edit mistakes I did here and there. I mean, everyone makes mistakes here and there. It's not humanly not possible not to make a mistake. So I decided to go with my 1x1 round brick here and make it the height of the building. Now I wanted to get creative with this. I seen the one that came with the Lego set, and it was just made out of Legos. And I was like, well, we're gonna get creative, because it's called the Krusty Krab, and it has a clam sign that says Krusty Krab on it. Well, we don't have a Krusty Krab clam sign, but we do have a clam that opens up that matches that sign. And I said, let's get creative and have a animated clam sign, so when the clam opens up and down, you know it's Krusty the Krab. So yeah, this was an interesting choice for me. I mean, I thought about doing it the way they did, but you still couldn't do it with the bricks we have. But by choosing this choice, and then just making the pole for it a little bit better, it actually came out pretty good for the Krusty Krab sign. So I'm making it daytime again. And this is where the fun part is. Now we decorated the outside, we're decorating the inside. I put Christmas lights on the outside because I don't have flags. Because they had a string of flags, well, I only have Christmas lights, so close enough. So, what do I want in my Krusty Krab? Well, we need places to get drinks. So I figured, well, let's put a coffee machine counter. Because if you remember the one episode, he had the drink dispenser and all that. So I tried to get a little creative. I put in a soda machine in my Krusty Krab. Then I wanted a cash register. I didn't see the cash register I wanted, but the one I picked out still worked, which is the shop checkout counter. I have to look to see where the cash register disappeared to. But the shop checkout counter, I looked at it and I said, yeah, this looks like Squidward's little checkout counter. So we'll just add that where I placed it, because that's where it was. Because Krusty Krab in the show was bigger, it had more rooms to it. I didn't have many tables, so I had to go with the rounded table. This is where just creativity just comes in. You gotta think about what you want. And then I wanted to put some chairs in. I wasn't sure what type of chairs, so I went with the swivel chairs, because they were tiny enough, it looked like. It's not the ones from the show, but I just wanted to make it decorative. So that's pretty much my Krusty Krab restaurant. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you have any questions about LEGO Worlds, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next LEGO World episode.